σας είχα προαναγγείλει ότι γίνονται δράσεις, γίνονται πράγματα και ένα από τα πιο σημαντικά των τελευταίων ημερών είναι η τηλεδιάσκεψη, η συνεργασία αυτή μέσω τηλεδιάσκεψης που αποφασίστηκε μεταξύ του Ελληνικού Ιατρικού Συλλόγου της Νέας Υόρκης και του Έλληνο-Αμερικανικού Εμπορικού και Επιχειρηματικού Επιμελητηρίου, του Hellenic American Chamber. Και στην άλλη άκρη της τηλεφωνικής μας γραμμής έχω την χαρά να φιλοξενώ τον πρόεδρο του Επιμελητηρίου, τον γνωστό επιχειρηματία κύριο Μάρκο Δρακωτό. Καλή σας μέρα, καλώς ορίσατε στο Κόσμος FM.
Καλημέρα σας και σας ευχαριστώ που με καλέσετε εδώ σήμερα μαζί σας.
Θα μιλήσουμε στην αγγλική, γιατί αυτή η γλώσσα διευκολύνει καλύτερα τον Μάρκ. Please explain to our audience the thought behind this initiative to create a synergy between the Chamber and the Hellenic Medical Society of New York.
A couple of years ago, and I don't know if anybody in the audience has ever attended the Vasilopita celebration at the cathedral that we have every year amongst several of the Greek organizations. When I got up the year before to make a couple of remarks, in my remarks I suggested that we need to bring the organizations together so that everybody works under an umbrella so that we all support each other. As we all know, it's been difficult for many of the organizations over the last few years, whether it be to attract new members, to collect funds, to run the organizations and the many functions that we put on to service the Greek community. In making my remarks, Dr. Manolas, who I must say is perhaps one of the kindest and sweetest people within the Greek community, I believe it's a privilege to all of us that he is supportive of everyone in the Greek community. He understood what I wanted to accomplish, and he agreed that we should all come together and work towards common goals. And that's how we started the conversation. And one thing led to the next, and we started trying to speak to the other organizations to see if they shared the same perspective. And 2 years later, we've gotten to the point where we've ended up in this terrible situation. And in talking, we decided that we should try and put together a conference call amongst many Greek organizations. And that is exactly what we did. We put together a conference call. We thought we would have about 25 to 30 participants. We ended up having 75. And the heads of many wonderful Greek organizations, from the Hellenic Initiative to Hellenic Relief Foundation, to the Order of St. Andrew, Leadership 100, and many, many more, including the Archdiocese, the Consul General, Assemblywoman Nicole Maliotakis. Everybody got on the call, and the idea was that we create a safety net within the community for the community. And meaning that if anything should arise at any time, whether it's this pandemic or something else, all the organizations pull together and we focus on, if one organization has a particular strength, then the rest of the organizations support that particular organization in its efforts. So, for example, if it's the Hellenic Relief Foundation, who does a wonderful job getting food to people in need, the rest of the organizations would then help that organization achieve its goal. And in doing so, we pull together all of our resources towards one particular benefit. And then the idea is that this cohesive group initiative stays in place so that we're able to trigger it at any point. And not just for situations that are difficult, but for celebratory situations as well, where, we aren't dealing with something so difficult as a pandemic, for example, or feeding people who, don't have access to food, or getting medical supplies to people in need. So we want to use it for during the good times and the bad times as well.
So it's an initiative that is here to stay, but especially it is useful at these circumstances of the crisis because of the pandemic, and because as a community we have to stand together and stand tall and be able to overcome.
Yes, correct. And I believe efforts like this have been tried in the past, and unfortunately they never came to fruition. It's because of this pandemic, which is, of course, a very unfortunate situation, but sometimes out of unfortunate situations, we have to see the good blossom from it. And this should be one of the good things that blossoms from it and stays with us going forward, because everybody needs help at some point. We must remember that. And, in our early discussions specific to the pandemic, we were concerned about the elderly being fed, people who could not get out of their homes to get food, people who didn't have access to medication, real life issues that people would face during this crisis. And that is how we started to formulate this going forward, and how to put in place a system or a platform that we can all work from. And remember, there's so many wonderful organizations that are already doing quite a bit, from Hellenic, who does an incredible job with the elderly. And if we all support a particular organization in their effort, I think we can do so much more. When on the conference call, I gave an example in my opening remarks. If a child goes missing, you call the police, and the police do their best to bring home this child safely with their limited resources. But if you send out an Amber Alert, everybody's phone gets this alert. Messages are posted digitally on highways. And now instead of having one group or organization trying to do something, you have a million pairs of eyes focused on bringing home this child safely. So instead of having one Greek organization working to accomplish something that's good on its own, now you have the support of all the other Greek organizations focus on helping that one organization accomplish what it needs to accomplish.
So that's a creation of synergies within our community, and I commend you on that. Congratulations, especially to you, Mark, and to Dr. Panos Manolas for taking this initiative and inviting so many organizations. Is there a website or a telephone number or something that they can, our audience can reach you or Mr. Manolas or anyone in your organizations?
Yes, and you could always email info at the Hellenic American Chamber .org, and we will, take your questions and answer them. Eventually, we will try to set up a more organized system for this platform, and this is the next step after our conference call, is to create this platform that we can all work off of from.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Να ευχαριστήσουμε πολύ τον κύριο Μάρκο Δρακωτό, επιχειρηματία και πρόεδρο του Έλληνο-Αμερικανικού Επιμελητηρίου. Ακούσατε προηγούμενα και τον πρόεδρο του Ιατρικού Συλλόγου στην εκπομπή με δικά μας και δικά σας λόγια με τον Στέλιο Τεκετζή στην ενδιαφέρουσα συνέντευξη. Να είστε καλά, καλή δύναμη, καλή συνέχεια.
I thank you and please everybody be safe and stay well and keep your families and loved ones close.
Είναι η καλύτερη συμβουλή. Όλοι πρέπει να μείνουμε στα σπίτια και να μείνουμε σε επαφή ο ένας με τον άλλον σε αυτές τις δύσκολες στιγμές, σε αυτή τη δύσκολη συγκυρία. Να είστε καλά. Καλή συνέχεια. Καλή σας μέρα. Ήταν ο Μάρκος Δρακωτός σε μια ενδιαφέρουσα, πιστεύω, συνέντευξη info@hellenicamerican.cc. Είναι το email του επιμελητηρίου και εκεί μπορείτε να αναζητήσετε πληροφορίες για την κοινή αυτή πλατφόρμα που δημιούργησαν αυτοί οι οργανισμοί μετά από την ενδιαφέρουσα πρωτοβουλία του Επιμελητηρίου και του Ελληνικού Ιατρικού Συλλόγου Νέας Υόρκης.